Welcome back to From the Flightline. Today we're talking to Airman First Class Jessica Hall. Jessica, welcome.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's great to have you here. And tell us what you do on base and where you're from.
So I work in the 4th Communication Squadron. I'm with radio specifically, so I help with any of the mobile communications basically. And I'm from Georgia originally.
Okay, and mobile communications, that's a big deal. That's very important.
Yeah, it's very important. It supports the security forces, fire on base. So it's a very necessary part of keeping the base running.
Absolutely. So you're from Georgia. Now, how long have you been here and how long have you been in the Air Force?
So I've been here about 4 months now.
Okay.
Just over 4 months. And I've been in the Air Force for just over a year now.
And what's life like for you? I mean, it's a big change coming from Georgia.
Yeah, that's a pretty big change.
Well, especially being in the military part, because
Yes.
you're from a small town in Georgia.
I'm from a very small town, smaller than Goldsboro, actually.
Imagine
So,
that. No,
yeah.
they do exist.
Yeah. So it's definitely a change. Day to day, it's it's job. It's great. I really enjoy it, but it is different. It's very different from what I was doing previously. So, working at a grocery store.
Well, yeah, that is a big change. What do you like about Goldsboro and Wayne County?
I like the people. They're all really nice. Everybody's super polite. I like the craft stores. I love crafting, and you've got all three of them right outside the base. All three of the major ones. And
exactly. And do you ever go antiquing? And since you like crafts, do you try to take other projects or older things and turn them into a project?
oh, definitely. Just don't really have the room for it right now.
Well, that is a challenge, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I drive my mom crazy because she's just like, you can't get that, you can't do that. So.
Well, moms know best sometimes, so maybe listen to her for a little while. So you've been here about 4 months now, you said, and I'm sure that's an adjustment. But tell us about life on base at Seymour Johnson as you go through your day. What's it like working in communications and interacting with the other squadrons?
So most of what we do on a day-to-day basis is if anybody has any issues, they'll call us, we'll go out, we'll go check on equipment. If they need radios reprogrammed, if they're having any issues, they'll let us know. They just get in contact usually, just call us and we'll go out. Of course, with the new standards put in place because of COVID, they've been having to bring it to our shop and less interaction, which is kind of difficult. But it is what it is. So
the pandemic and the restrictions have definitely changed our world. What has it been like for you?
I guess it's just having to remember, oh, okay, I'm going into the BX. I have to make sure I have a mask in my car because you can't go in anywhere really on base without a mask on. And that's really the only major difference. There are a couple places on base that have been closed that I was going to that kind of a bummer, but it is for everybody's health, so it's a very important thing.
I know Colonel Yates is first and foremost, worried about the safety and protecting the airmen on base, and I think that's huge. And he's got to be an amazing person to work under and work with.
Yeah, he's great. I respect him a lot. He's been through a lot. I think he's a very competent commander. He definitely cares about his airmen a lot. Before all of this, happened, he would come and speak to any new airmen on base during a class that they have, and he just really struck me as a really good guy, honestly. Yeah. So, and he does town hall meetings on Facebook, so everybody kind of knows what's going on, and just the fact that he's getting the information out there is what's really important.
He's reachable, and that's not always the case. So I know as a former military brat, but as a civilian now, it's so good to see that kind of leadership. And my heart breaks for all the leaders right now in having to deal with this. They don't really know which steps to take, so it can be difficult. But let's get back to talking about you. And I know you like to do crafts. Do you like to get outside? Have you toured much of Eastern North Carolina?
I've visited a couple of the beaches. So.
I was going to ask about that. Georgia doesn't have any, right?
Oh, they do.
They do have one.
They have a couple. You've got like Tybee Island over in
That's
Savannah
right.
and everything. And it reminds me a lot of that North Carolina does. I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten lots of sunburn, definitely, but it's been a lot of fun. And just everybody's super great. So they're easy to get to. It's fun. Always have a good time.
That's wonderful. Now, is all your family back in Georgia?
Yep. All my close family's back there.
Do you have
so.
siblings?
I have 3 younger siblings.
Oh, you're the oldest.
I
Okay,
am
so
the
you set
oldest.
the example going off into the Air Force.
Yes. And isn't that kind of stressful sometimes?
I'm
But,
sure.
Yeah, no, I have 1 brother and 2 little sisters. My little sisters are actually celebrating their birthdays in these 2 weeks. So one of my sisters had hers this past week, and this coming week is my other sister's.
And how old are they?
They are 15, and the other is about to be 13. So.
Oh, my goodness. So you are someone they definitely look up to.
No, I mostly just annoy them. They're just, yeah.
I love it.
They're like, gosh, all anybody asks about is, how's Jess doing? How's she liking the Air Force? And they're like, I don't care.
That
you're not
sounds
even,
about right.
Yeah.
That
so.
sounds about right for that age. Now, are you able to go home very often and see them, or has the pandemic put restrictions on that right now?
They have put restrictions on that. So I was kind of planning to go home back in Easter, and of course that fell through. But because they recently lifted those restrictions, I will be able to go back home.
Oh, that's
fairly
fantastic.
Soon, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, the little sisters maybe not so much, but
No, they're not as excited.
well, that'll be great. I think we've covered pretty much everything, what you like to do and what your job entails. And welcome to Wayne County. We're so glad that you're here, and glad to hear that the people are welcoming you. That's something that I think we take pride in Wayne County. So is there anything you want to add?
No, thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Well, wonderful. Well, that has been From the Flightline with Airman First Class Jessica Hall, and we'll see you again soon.